What's good? How's everyone doing?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
This is Spotlight with me today. I don't know if you guys know him, but go check out his YouTube if you haven't.
Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you having me on today.
Yeah, I try and get different people on. As y'all know, I redo the Raider update on every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be pushed Thursday at 1 in the morning. Last week's I was up till 4 a.m. recording that video. Not fun, but
Hey, that's part of the grind. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's part of the
it's just
grind.
when
That's
you're
what you
free,
got to
man.
do.
It's just when you're free to do stuff, man. All right. We got a few topics. It's not really Raider as much for everything, but we got first topic, which is gonna be the starting corners. I mean, I've been saying it's probably gonna be Rocky Sin and Anthony Averett on the outside, alongside Nate Hobbs in the slot. But I know some people. I don't know if. I mean, I'm pretty sure Trayvon Mullen's not gonna be ready for the year, is he? I mean,
Hopefully he is, but if he's not, I could definitely see Anthony Everett and Rock Yassin being the starting corners. But if Trayvon Mullen is 100% by the time that the season starts, then I can see him being a starter or a starter later on down the line because we did bring in Everett to be the backup to Trayvon Mullen. But Trayvon Mullen and his injuries, it's really hard for him to try to come back so quickly. But hopefully, if he does come back and is not too major of an injury for him to not start week one, but I could definitely see Rock Yassin and Anthony Everett.
I mean, I
Being the
feel like
starters.
Rocky Sin's probably gonna be
Rock
corner
Yassin's
one.
probably gonna be the number one corner.
Yes, he'll be number one corner. It just depends how we round out this group. I don't think we're gonna sign anyone before the year. I think we're gonna roll with Meek also, even though he's really short and stuff, and he's not really the best at corner. I mean, he could probably fit in as a hard hitting safety, but
See, that's the thing though. I wouldn't want to have Amit go up to safety, knowing that we do have Deron Hartman up there. And watch what
I
I
mean, I
dropped
think
my
Hartman's
video
gonna
today.
start.
Watch when I drop my video today, and I'm gonna tell you why Deron Hartman might start over Jonathan Abram this year.
Oh, he
So
should. That's what I've been saying. I think he definitely should start.
yeah, I think he should start, but I definitely dropping a video today about that. So when it comes to Rocky, I said I think we got a steal in the trade, even though we had to give up Yannick Ngabwe, but still it's fine by me. Because that's why we traded Yannick Ngabwe because we signed Chandler Jones. So that definitely made some sense. But I could definitely see Rocky Yassin being that number one corner for the Raiders, and Anthony Everett being that number two, until Trayvon Mullen comes back.
Yeah. God, can't spell for shit. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, um, just we'll see. I think those are the four main corners that are going to be here. I don't know if we should probably sign someone else like Joe Hayden, just a veteran to, maybe help mentor. But I mean, I've mentioned his name quite a few times. So,
well, Joe Hayden, I wouldn't see. The thing about it is that We did get some corners in free agency, and I think that's what we're solidified with. That's going to fit our system.
Yeah.
Um, and we still got the Nate Hobbs, the slot, Amik Robinson. We still got a few other names that we could look at on that depth chart, especially from the undrafted free agent part of it. So I don't think
I've
bringing
heard
in
Darius Phillips before too. So
yeah, Darius Phillips from the Cincinnati Bengals, if I'm not mistaken, that was another one that we
almost
brought
like
in.
people are talking about like, oh, we need a wide receiver three. When I mean, I think we already got a wide receiver three, and Tyron Johnson just based off he's got chemistry with Carr, and I've heard he's had a stellar offseason. So
Well, when it comes to the wide receiver position, I don't think we really need a true number three. We have a few wide receivers on that depth chart that could be a number three,
yeah,
especially Keelan Cole. Keelan Cole, and that's going to be another person in my video that's a possible starter in the offense when I drop my video today.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Keelan Cole can, Tyron Johnson is good. Don't get me wrong, but
he's just got the speed. That's why he's got the
Keelan Cole
three.
runs a 4.33. So like even though that he's been with the Jacksonville Jaguars and he's been with the New York Jets, he has not been with a quarterback like Derek Carr.
No, no.
So I could definitely see Keelan Cole being that number three
I
receiver.
think it's probably between Keelan Cole and Tyron Johnson. I think Demarcus Robinson was signed to be a practice squad or not practice.
I think Tyron Johnson is going to be back on special teams like he was last year.
Yeah.
Let him be that kick and punt return and get Hunter Renfrow off the punt returns, please.
Thank you, Salute Panel, just dropping in the show support. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna put this in the comments for anyone who does want to join us. I think this link should work, so that's just for you guys if you guys want to pull through. But yeah, we'll see what the coaching staff does with corner. I mean, how good can this defense be as a whole? I mean, I've said it's. I mean, what were we ranked last year? Like 18th?
Yeah, we were ranked about between the 15th and 18th rank. It was like it varied during the
So
week, So
we look at who we have as a defensive coordinator, and that's where I start because the guy that we have, he led the Giants to have like the number 10 pass defense, number 9 rush defense, and when I look at it, I think we have more talent on our roster defensively than them.
Okay.
Not just receivers, but pass catcher options for me is 1 Adams, 2 Waller, 3 Renfrow, 4 Cole, 5 Matt Collins.
As far as the wide receiver depth chart?
Just as pass catchers, he says. Just as a pass catching whole, he has Renfrow 2, Renfrow 3, Keelan Cole, and then Matt Collins has 5. I would say 5 is probably Tyron Johnson just because he has more chemistry with Carr, but,
I mean, you could throw Demarcus Robinson in there too, because Demarcus Robinson is another one that's on our depth chart for the wide receiver position. But
I've said we're going to keep 6 receivers, and I think the 6 are going to come down to, I think, Adams, Renfrow, Cole, Robinson, Johnson, and Hollins. Hollins. I would say. I'm not sure someone I'm missing, but I think those are the 6 we'll probably keep if we're keeping 6.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how many we keep on the roster because six wide receivers is a lot, and knowing that we have a lot of other pieces on the depth chart in different positions, like we have a lot of corners on the depth chart. We got a lot of
I think we keep about 4 to 5 corners. I would say 5 is probably where we keep at corners. Probably 3 to 4 safeties. I mean, Gillespie, Abram, Morig. Who else would we keep? That's just like I mean, we can look more into that in a moment, but the defense as a whole, I think we have more. You have Matt Collins beating out Robinson. You don't have in the 6 positions between
So the positions that I have, it's that I have Matt Collins beating out Robinson for the 6th spot between Robinson and Johnson. I don't know. I don't know because Demarcus Robinson, he's another. Mind you, the Raiders love speed.
Yeah,
but the Raiders love big wide receivers too. So that is going to be interesting with the wide receiver competition come, especially when the training camp is less than a couple weeks away from where training camp starts. So when it comes down to it, I don't know, but how good the defense could be for the loss, it could be potentially a top 10 defense.
I
If
would say between the 10 to 15 range at the worst.
Yeah, I'll put it a little bit under 15. So I'll put like not under 15, but a little bit before 15. I'll say between
10
top
to 12.
10 to 12, 13 ish.
I'll
That's
give
what,
it. I mean, if I'm giving a wider range, I'll give like 8 to 13, 8 to 12. If that's going to be the range, like the fact is, I think Graham is walking into a better. He has more versatility to work with, more depth to work with, so he can see who he really wants. And I think there's more talent on our defense than the Giants had last year, but we'll see. I guess it just comes down to how we prevail.
yeah, and you got to think about new
We're in a much
defensive
tougher
coordinator,
division too.
new scheme. This is like the third defensive coordinator we had in like years. Like we got rid of Gus Bradley last year. So it's going to be very hopefully that they could pick up the scheme really fast. And you got to think about Jonathan Abram in his third year, third defensive coordinator in 3 years. So it's going to be tough to see what they can do as far as Patrick Graham does, because he does not stay in one defensive scheme. And that's what I like about Patrick Graham. But like I said, three different defensive coordinators in 3 years for most of these players that was here. So hopefully that when Patrick Graham comes in and he learns, because like I said before, he has so many different schemes: the 3-4, the 4-3, the 5-2, the 4-6. It's so many other schemes in the cover ones and the cover twos that goes with that, in the zero coverages. It goes with all that. So it has to come down to, can these players pick up the pace and learn very quickly? Because if we get down early in the weeks, because we're still on a learning curve from Patrick Graham's unorthodox defensive scheme, it's going to be issues. So hopefully by week one, or I give about 4 weeks until we actually fall into the understanding of the defense, because there's so many new faces. It got to be chemistry. It has to be what player fits the scheme best.
Yeah. You have 4 safeties and 5 to 6 corners. My hot take is Abram. I'm trying to say starts because true box safety.
Who said it was a true box safety? Who?
I guess he's trying to point at Jonathan Abram.
I don't. I'm telling you, if Jonathan Abram does not get under control, if he does not improve in coverage, I don't see him starting this year, and that's my hot take.
Yeah, no, I don't think he. I think we have a better or a safer option with Deron Harmon. We do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jonathan. No, I mean, like I said, I'm going to give it to the 8 to 12 range. And if that defense is that good and our offense is like top 5, like I think it can be, because he has a lot of chemistry to work with, and it's not going to have a lot of learning curve like to work with, like the Broncos. They're not going to get this 20, like they're not going to be scoring 30 right off the bat of the season, because they don't have the chemistry that we have. I've said this before, right? And so pointing into the next discussion, can Carr win the MVP with these improved weapons? And I think he can. He absolutely can. He has such an improvement in weapons. I think he's going to put over 5,000 yards. He can put in like the 30 to 38, 30 to 32, 35 touchdown range. His picks, I think, are going to go down because he's not having to throw up 50-yard bombs all the time. So,
right. I can. I don't know about. I mean, he could get to 5,000 passing yards. I can see that type of number, but I'm gonna be realistically, I'm gonna say 4,700. I'm gonna be because his high ceiling is 5,000, but I could say 47, between 46 and 4,700 yards. It's really gonna have to come down to the offensive line. If the offensive line can hold up, because everybody keeps saying that's kind of like our weakest link going into this season with our offensive line, because we really didn't do. I mean, we got Dylan Parham in the draft, but as far as like going out and getting one in free agency, like a veteran type of offensive lineman, I don't see. We didn't do nothing there, so a lot of people think like, okay, the offensive line is still a little bit suspect, so we got to see how much can we protect Derek Carr to so he won't be pressured to throw those interceptions. So he won't be, sacked as much, or God forbid. But I think Derek Carr is always in MVP conversation every year that he plays, no matter who's the coach, no matter who's the offensive coordinator, he still puts up the numbers every single year. Yeah, his touchdowns and his interceptions might be a little bit low, but is always in the conversation is Derek Carr the MVP. And I can see Derek Carr being an MVP real soon, but I think the NFL still hates us the way they hate us, even though he could put up 6,000 passing yards and still won't give it to him, because we are the Las Vegas Raiders, we are the Raiders, we are the Shield, and we are the most hated team in the NFL. So even though that Derek Carr does not get his respect now, he's probably never going to get his respect because it's the NFL.
No, yeah, he's never. I mean, I've never really heard a quarterback's name hated on so much by NFL fans, NFL media people, just as a whole. I've never heard so much hate towards one guy. Defense overall, 10 to 15 on paper. Above that is a bonus. I went to at least top 15, though, especially the secondary. Tired of teams throwing all over us. Like, yeah, we didn't really have a great secondary. And the Beagles. Yeah.
Well, I mean, last year we dealt with a lot of injuries last year too. We was going down to our fifth and sixth depth chart when it came to corners. So it's like Trayvon Mullen was inconsistent because of his injuries, and sometimes you'll see Jonathan Abram go out for a game or stuff like that. So
we had inconsistencies.
And nobody cared about Gus Bradley's cover 3, 4, that 4-2-5, that cover 3 bullshit that he ran, and people felt like, oh, we got Gus Bradley, we got a good defensive coordinator, he's a Super Bowl champion defensive coordinator. I completely understand that, but I felt like he was just a overrated defensive coordinator, and it showed.
No, yeah, Gus Bradley is not a great defense coordinator, and these people keep bringing up, oh, he's with a different team, and oh, they have so much more talent, they're not going to be that bad. I'm like, but he's still Gus Bradley. It showed that he was not a great defensive coordinator last year. But
right,
I never thought he was. Like, he was an improvement from Paul Guenther, sure, but that doesn't take much to be an improvement over Paul Guenther.
When you giving up at least 5 to 6 fourth downs in a week 18 game, that is an issue. How you should never, in the last game of the season, we should never be giving up that many fourth downs against the Los Angeles Chargers. That's something that you learn in the beginning of the year. That's miscues that you have in the beginning of the year. But one thing about Gus Bradley, he was the less he didn't blitz enough. I think he was the only defensive coordinator that had the less percentage of blitzing in our defense. And that's saying something. But we don't have to worry about that anymore because he's with the Indianapolis Colts at this point.
I couldn't stand him. Derek Carr gets too much hate. He is an elite QB who's never had to work with less than any other top 10 quarterback. And Gus cover 3 outdated as fuck. Yeah.
Very outdated. Absolutely. Very outdated.
It was ridiculous sometimes. Like the defense, dude. I couldn't even watch sometimes.
It was outdated, just like John Gruden's offense. That's how outdated it was. Sorry to say.
It was horrible. I don't know, man.
I don't blame you.
I mean, like, it was painful watching that Week 18 game. I thought honestly, if the Chargers really wanted to, at the end of the regulation when they scored that touchdown, they could have gone for 2, and they could have won the game. That's how bad it was. They could have gone for 2, and they would have won the game if they went for that 2.
There was so much drama in that game. My God. I don't never want to go through that again. Never.
Dude, we were up by 14, right, at one point. I'm just like, okay, maybe we got this. And then we put fucking Marcus Mariota for like 2 straight plays. We pumped the ball. They score, and then we just...
Hey, but hopefully those miscues that we had in that game,
yeah,
hopefully we learn from that, and, it doesn't happen under Patrick Graham's defense.
No, I hope it's much improved.
But like I said before, it's going to take time for people to learn Patrick Graham's scheme. It's going to take a while. So the first couple of weeks we can't be asking for Patrick Graham's head. The first couple of times, like first couple of weeks is going to be tough. We have a tough schedule, so people got to realize like everything's not going to happen overnight. Everything's not going to be peaches and cream the first 3 weeks of the season. Just because we went through training camp, and half of those starters is not going to even play during the preseason. So that chemistry is going to have to start really week 1. So Raider Nation, the Raiders fans, I'm telling you right now, do not get upset in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Nope.
You can't expect us to be. I'm not expecting us to be, everything's gelled at one time. I'm not expecting that.
I think by week 5, you guys can start expecting the work to be put in and everything to be going right there. Maybe even like, I'm not really pushing, but like week 14 wouldn't be like, or week 4. Sorry, I said 14. I was not. Week 4 is kind of like, okay, this defense is gonna probably start picking it up, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, yeah.
These people in my chat, bro. So to me, I already have Crosby in like the top 5 to 6 edges or so right now. I don't really think there's 6 better edges. I think it's like 4 or 5. You can even debate for 3. But how good can Crosby's numbers improve from last year, right? I think he's going to have 10 plus sacks this year with so much with the other guys that can also create pressure. Chandler Jones is going to take a little off of him. So, and if he can start beating some of the double teams and stuff like he was last year and able to get to the quarterback and finish plays, he can have like 15 to 20 tackles for loss. How many QB hits does he have? I would say he can probably put up 20 plus QB hits again. Wasn't he ranked number 1 in QB hits this past year?
I think it was pressures, not hits.
Well, yeah, I know pressures was up there. Win percentage at the line, he was number 1 in the league somehow. But that just shows my point. Like, he can improve, and he's gonna have, I think, 10. I think he's gonna have like 13 sacks, maybe. I can expect another like 90 plus pressure season, possibly. Like, those are things you can probably expect from Crosby because he's so good.
Yes, he's so good, but you got to think about it. He has Chandler Jones on the opposite side too.
Yeah,
that's just good of a pass rusher than what Max Crosby is.
Yeah.
So, I think he's still going to put up the same amount of numbers, a little bit more.
Max is top 3 in the league.
Yes, absolutely. Max is top 3. He's the top 3 defensive end in this league. Chandler Jones is definitely a top 10 defensive end player. I wouldn't say top 5 because he's getting up there in age.
But no. I mean, there's people that try and tell me that he's not top 10. I'm like, whatever. He still did good last year. Like, let's not like.
Yeah, don't people fail to forget that he had those 5 sacks against the Jacksonville Jaguars as an Arizona Cardinal, and that was in week 1.
It was Tennessee, actually. It was Tennessee against Taylor Lewan.
Oh, Tennessee, my bad.
Yeah, it was Tennessee against Taylor Lewan. But he was such a dominant force. People are like, oh, well, he did nothing the rest of the year. I'm like, that's not true, but okay. I mean, he also...
Yeah. He had to deal with injuries in some games that he didn't play, but still, he still had a productive year.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I think he's going to be good again this year. Let's see. Oh, shit. The year we can finally shut up Nick Bosa fans saying he better than Max Crosby. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, the only reason why they're saying that because number 1, he's a Bosa brother, and number 2, the year that Nick Bosa went to the Super Bowl, he had more notoriety than Max Crosby because, like I said, we're the Las Vegas Raiders. I'd rather not be talked about to be talked about. If you notice, when we're not talked about, we're winning, and then when people start talking about us, we're losing. So I'd rather not be talked about and just pop up on people. Yeah, we're the fuck here. Sorry if I curse, but I'm just saying that's just what it is. Like if any Raider fan notice, you have to notice that when we're not talked about, we're 6-3 or 7-4 or something of that nature. And then when you start getting talked about, oh, Raiders might be going to the playoffs. They're starting off at 6-3. Here comes the second half slump. I'd rather not be talked about at all. But I'm gonna put myself on mute real quick because I got to take this phone call.
You're fine. Yeah, no, Crosby, guys, he's going to be top 3 in the league. And I think that's kind of where his peak is for the moment, just because we have we have Miles Garrett in the league. We have TJ Watt, who are definitely better edge rushers right now. And I'm going to take them over Crosby. That's just that's not me going to be a bias. I'm not going to sit here trying to debate that. Again, Nick Bosa is honestly to a point of, and it's not even like overrated as much as he's overhyped. Just because you're a Bosa brother and because you have the name, let's be honest, his rookie season, like Crosby was right there with him. If we're gonna be honest, if we were to have won more games, he probably could have gotten the defensive rookie of the year. So. I saw a ranking of teams' off seasons, and they ranked the off season we had for like draft. They did the draft and the actual free agency period, and they ranked ours 15th, and the Jets was ranked top 5, guys. The Jags, I think, were right there with us. Just some wow, it was horrible. The list was horrible. I'm not even trying to read it off because I'm not really mad about it. I just don't care at this point because I realize we're so underrated that what's going to happen is I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think we already know this. I think we're going to improve from 10-7. I think we can be a 12-5 team possibly this year.
Yeah, possibly. Like I did a Raiders record prediction. I had my ceiling at 13-4.
I think our floor should be 10-7, and our ceiling can be 13-4.
Yeah, 13-4. But I don't feel like we need to. I think we need to be better than 10-7.
No, that's what I'm saying. Our floor should be like that. Like that's
our floor should be 11 games.
Yeah.
That's our floor should be because we've been going 10-7. We've been going 9 games and going 8 games, and then we moved up to 10. It's time for improvement. Josh McDaniels have known to be a great offensive-minded coach. Patrick Graham has known to be a great defensive coordinator in this league, no matter where he goes. So right now, the floor is 11 wins, but 13-4 is the ceiling for the Raiders, in my opinion.
I mean, if we've heard the media, y'all, bro, it's crazy. Like shit that they like.
I don't listen to media.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. Like and it wasn't a media thing here, but it was this one question that was raised was, does the Las Vegas Raiders have the worst? Do they have the worst roster in our division? And I actually thought a little into this, and I don't think we're even close to it. I think we have like either the second best roster or the best roster in this division. I think we're right there with any team in this division.
Now, one thing I'm going to say, I'm not going to take nothing away from any other team, but the right now when it comes to the division, the Chiefs have the less talent on their roster. Yes, they picked up Juju Smith-Schuster, but he's not a Tyreek Hill.
No, they have less talent.
They have less talent. They have less talent than us, but I feel like Denver, the Chargers, and the Raiders all improved their rosters this year. Not just us. I don't know about saying that we have the best roster in our division, but I think as a collective division, we have the best rosters or every team.
No, like I said, but here's the difference with Kansas City, right? They're gonna probably still be in this contention because they have the best coaching. They do. They have some of the best coaching.
They have some of the best coaching, but at the same time, when you lose talent, sometimes that coaching it ain't gonna mean nothing because even though the coaching can be, yes, you put the game plan together, the players got to go execute it.
Yeah,
I want to see how the Chiefs are really going to be without Tyreek Hill. Juju Smith-Schuster is a great talent. Don't get me wrong, he's good.
He can be shut down.
He can't take the top off people.
No, I don't think.
I just don't think.
I really don't think they have.
For the Chiefs is not great. I don't think.
No, I think if the Raiders are able to find a way to shut down Travis Kelce in any sense of the world in their matches, who else is Patrick Mahomes got to throw to that's going to be a consistent target like Tyreek was?
And that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
when
and
it
they
comes
also
down,
got worse on defense.
yeah, they got worse on defense. They do got some young talent there. I mean, Trent McDuffie is really good for. Is going to be really good for them. That was a good acquisition that they had. That they got out the draft or in free agency. I think he was in the draft, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he was a first round talent. He was a
Right.
first round
So,
pick, but we'll
but the
see
Ra-
how he fits in.
but I just feel like the Raiders just going to have to buckle down. And I'd rather every other receiver beat me beside
I
in just
mean,
double Travis Kelsey.
and you
That's
look
just
at it,
me.
right? Honestly, yeah, no, that's fine. Um, the biggest question is because they've always been able to stop us. That's why they've been winning. It wasn't because they had this all great defense. It was because we just didn't have an offense. Juju to me is a wide receiver in today's NFL. He's probably a 2 or 3. Honestly, he's not a 1. He's
Right.
never been a 1. He never will be a 1.
Absolutely.
Right. But if we're looking also at the defensive side of things, I am trusting my defense to stop their offense more than I'm trusting their defense to stop our offense. It's just not going to happen. Right.
Yeah,
I think
it's not.
if Carr is okay by week 5, I think we all know the Raiders' offense will be together. Like I even expect by week 2 or 3. I think week 1 we'll have like a struggle there and there, but by week 5 we'll be a well-oiled machine. And Kansas City is going to have struggles to stop us. They will.
Yes.
It's not going to be this. Oh, they're going to dominate. They're going to put you guys on your asses. No, I am not trusting their defense to stop us more than their defense. Right. I think their defense is significant. I mean, I would even debate that. I think we're a significantly better roster. I think we have the better team because, like, offensively, they don't have anything near us right now. All they really outrank us on offense is their tight end, and it's not even that big of a gap. You look at this. I think our O line is going to produce really well this year. I think it's going to be one of the best O lines. I think even the coaching said this. It was the coaching. It wasn't the players. It was the coaching. That's why they didn't make many changes. So I can expect the top 15 O line from this team this year, top 10 to 15. Right? I'm expecting things because we have great coaches at every position.
Right.
Just like
I just think our issue right now is the offensive line. What is this offensive line coach is going to do? So that can he develop the Illuminors? Can he make Brandon Parker better? And then Dylan Parham might be a starter. And then we got Mumford. Mumford is another one that might be a starter on his team. We have not went out and got any free agent offensive linemen that was really good. That's still in their prime, which we should have went out and get after the June 1st, $20 million that we got back. But we really didn't do much with it.
We didn't really. I think they felt like they didn't really need to though, because maybe there's because I think it was something that I've heard that they were talking about. The O line coach has said that he sees some of the best footwork out of Alex Leatherwood that he's seen out of really any tackle. So we'll see how that presumes.
Well, we'll see how that happens because I feel like Leatherwood should stay at guard. That's just my personal opinion.
I think he might. I think he'll be a tackle this year. Because I don't really know like who's gonna start over him at tackle? Like,
who's gonna that's where you have a veteran come in at free agency to be next.
I wanted Darrell Williams, but I feel like there's something we don't know about him. I think I feel like he's injured. I don't know why else he wouldn't have been signed by now, but let's be honest, he might be the best free agent left on the market in the O line. Like, I don't think there's anyone better on the O line free agent market, and I think he can play tackle.
I mean, J.C. Treader is out there too.
Well, yeah, he's a center, and the thing is, we don't really need center as much as tackle to me.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Andre James played guard and tackle, so he could play multiple positions on the floor.
Yeah, he can. I know, but I'm just saying,
if you could take Andre James out of center and put J.C. Treader there, which J.C. Treader has been a healthy center for the Cleveland Browns, to put Andre James at that tackle, Andre James know how to play it, but at the same time. Is kind of a risk because Andre James came in being a backup to
Rodney Hudson.
He was the backup to our center before he left. So I can understand that.
And now that guy, I think I've heard people saying that he wants to retire. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but Rodney Hudson. I don't know if Rodney Hudson actually is going to retire. Nope. No more bracketing Waller now. Lol.
Well, we just got to see now if we just have to see because I kind of questioned Waller last year.
I did question
I
him.
questioned Waller last year. I didn't know if he wanted to be here or not after everything debacle, everything fell apart. I was not big on Darren Waller at the end of the season. I was not
No.
big on him
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I felt like he quit on us. I felt like he didn't care anymore because I think he wanted his extension and he wanted his money. But I think he's going to get his extension. He's going to get his money during the season. I
Yeah.
just think it's just not right now.
No,
But the
no. He's
way that
gonna
he's
get
been
it
coming out,
if he
the
plays
way
well.
he's been coming out and talk about Davante Adams in this office and Hunter Renfro, he's been more on the positive side. So if Waller could come in and be the guy that he was, not this past year, but the year before, offense is
We'll
going
give
to
him. I would be okay with giving him like a 3 year, 39 million or something like that, like 12 to 13 million maybe. Or something. I don't know where that'd rank him among tight ends with money. I think they'd be like in the top 10. I don't really know how the money market looks like now. I mean, but we can talk on the Raiders off season. Just give me one moment. Sorry about that.
okay.
If you want to talk on it first.
Okay, so when it comes to the Raiders offseason ranked 15th, I really don't care about these type of stats. I don't care because it's the all-season rank. Yes, we went on and traded for Davante Adams. Yes, we went on and got this player. We did very good in the draft, getting Dylan Parham and getting players that we need at certain positions. I don't care what people have to say about our off-season ranked. I really don't because I'm gonna just let the players play and let the team play on the field. That's where the most improvement comes in from. So with me, I'm coming off of let them rank us. Let them rank us because at the end of the day, I know for a fact that we might be higher than 15. But do I care that the media is saying that we're off season ranked 15? Hell no, I don't care. I don't give two shits about it because at the end of the day, that ranking number is going to change. So of course, the off season rank, yeah, you could try to put us in that top 10, but do I care about us being at 15? No, I don't care about it at all. I don't care about it at all. So Raiders down under says, I think it's because Waller's injured. He wasn't 100%. I didn't hear any concrete. I don't think Waller has any issues with the Raiders not wanting to pay us. It's just coming from injury. And that's what kind of made me question. Is the injury was really real? That's my biggest question with Darren Waller. Was the injury really real? Because if it wasn't, then that's another story for another time. Because I really thought that the injury was I think the injury was minor and he could have been playing in some of those games that we could have won. But hey, who am I to say? Who am I to say who's hurt and who's injured? It's the difference being hurt and being injured. It's a big difference, a big, humongous difference. So, yeah, absolutely, definitely, definitely. So, as far as the off-season rank, I don't care for. Basically, I really don't care for at the end of the day. Um, so hopefully we can finally figure out uh, what can his offense do? What can his defense do? I'm waiting for him to come back because I got to him in like 15 minutes. I have to go because I got to go do another live stream on the Spotlight Sports Network. If y'all have not subscribed to the Spotlight Sports Network, make sure y'all do. We do all NFL, MLB, hockey, basketball, college sports, you name it, we got it. Hey, that's what we have here. Um, but yeah, I don't really care for the Raiders off-season rank. I don't care for it. I don't care what the media have to say because it's just an off-season rank. It's
Yeah.
not like it's going to be a ranking where it's going to be, oh, they're going to rank us 15 by week 17 of the season. No, it's an off-season rank, and the media is a bunch of bullshit. So let them
Yeah.
talk.
Well, yeah. As a Raider fan, we all know. I think we've been used to this. Like we hear this. The Chargers were the winners of offseason. Well, they've been the winners for the past few years.
Let them be the winners. They did go out and go get a lot of good players that we were going after. Let them be the winners because you know that every offseason they talk about the Chargers and look what happens. They never make the playoffs. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried.
Okay, here he is. I think it's because Waller was injured. He wasn't 100%. Until I hear anything concrete, I don't think Waller has any issues with the Raiders or not wanting to play for us. It's just coming back from injury. Yo, Coach Dante, bro. What's good,
What's going
man?
on, Coach Dante? What's going on, brother? What's up, man?
If you want to join the link, there's the link. But, no, I mean, I'm not really worried about the ranking. I just found it a little funny, but I think we're going to be. I think we had one of the best off seasons. I really do.
Yeah,
Moving forward,
I think we had a great off season, but I don't
Houston, we
care for the
didn't really.
rankings though. I don't
No,
care
yeah,
for
no, yeah. I don't really think we needed HAC Jackson, especially when we didn't even go after him because we probably knew like he was great in Belichick's system, but who's to say he's going to prevail on another team? Who says he's going to be good on another team? We don't know that. So we'll see how he plays.
He might be good with the Chargers because you know he's going to be with the opposite side of Derwin James. So it's a possibility.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And then Khalil Mack, I'm not really worried about him because we have Chandler Jones who fits the system better. And like I said,
the question is, could Khalil Mack stay healthy for a 17-game season? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, I don't think we've seen that from him in 3 years at this point. So we'll see.
Right.
So I raised this question because we actually had a guy that we all know by now, probably Brett Favre, came out to say that he didn't think Davante was going to produce at all close to what he was with Aaron Rodgers, and that's because something along the lines of Derek Carr's isn't in Aaron Rodgers league or something. I think it was or something like that. And I don't think he realizes, but Davante and him have chemistry. So I'm expecting 13 to 1,400 yards, to be honest, at least.
Well, I can understand the actual chemistry between Davante Adams and Derek Carr.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that was only in college. They did work in the off season together until they moved the Raiders moved to Las Vegas. I still think chemistry still needs to happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because Davante Adams, his whole career, he knew Aaron Rodgers. So it's going to take.
It took them years to succeed together. So I don't think that will be the case here. I think they'll be fine together. To be honest, I mean, I can still expect 13 to 1,400 yards. I don't think that's crazy to expect. I think that can happen.
I can see. I can see Davante Adams in this. I can just see it. I can see it happening. I can see it. You know, they getting their chemistry.
But here, I'm not going to sit here and expect 15 to 16 because we have so many weapons that Derek Carr is going to spread the ball around. It's not going to just. And here's the thing: it's not going to be all about what can Davante be on the team because he's going to be double teamed a lot, and then there's going to be times that he's not double teamed, and those are going to be the times that he definitely the ball thrown towards him. You're going to have times where Darren Waller's on. He's heating up. Let's double team him. Oh, Renfro was doing great. Let's double team him. It's going to happen. All right.
You have to pick your poison with our wide receiver core, basically.
There's just no real great option, to be honest. There isn't.
You're right.
There's no real solidified option to say, okay, yeah, that's who I want to double team. Because if you're double teaming him, you're going to have someone else wide open. It's just how it is. And that's how they built this offense. They built this offense to be power heavy and to have so many guys that in Derek Carr's ability to spread out the ball and at least give everyone an option there and there, it's going to make it unpredictable. And if you have Tyron Johnson or Keelan Cole spreading out, taking the top off that defense with their speed, especially Tyron Johnson who runs a 4.3, then you're going to be fine. I think something's going to happen. I think Davante – I think it'll be Davante, then Darren with 900 or something like that. And then Hunter Renfro 800 to 900 also. So you could see three guys hitting 900 plus yards this team.
Right. Absolutely. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch. And I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, we're close. I don't really think we're going to – I don't know who will play in the Hall of Fame game. I don't think we'll play full starters, but we'll see. I mean, they might, at the first quarter maybe to give them some practice together. Oh, Coach Dante, man. It's good.
Good that Coach Dante came up in here because, I got to go and live stream I'm doing the WNBA All-Star game, so Coach Dante definitely going to be probably taking over this because I got to stream at 1:00, but I got some time right now. So.
The only reason I'm on the phone because I'm going to set up these streams I'm about to get ready to do in these last couple of days. That's the only reason I'm on the phone. I'm doing it on the phone part.
Hold on, what streams you got to do?
Well, I'm doing a late night summer league game tonight in the
on the network.
Yeah, on the network. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm doing the Mystics Tuesday and the Sparks Tuesday. That's a late night game, and I'm doing my Dallas Wings during that day. And I'm gonna do my Rockets tomorrow.
Set those up later on before the summer league game. Just hit me up on Facebook in the group chat so we can, because I got to do the schedule tonight.
Okay. I got you.
Just want to make sure we have room for that. Just want to make sure.
All right.
But answer that question, Dante.
What's up? What question?
Who are the top 10 Raiders on this year roster?
You talking about top 10 Raiders this year?
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah, entering this.
Is it like
you talking about players?
Order?
You talking about players or?
Yes, players, just players, and like you can do it out of order, in order. I don't really care, but I haven't even thought about this until like I got on this. I was like, okay, well, this would be a good question to ask because also comparing Rodgers and Carr's first 8 seasons, Carr has 10,000 more yards, 2,000 more passing attempts, higher completion percentage. Rodgers has more touchdowns and less interceptions, largely due to Davante Adams.
So I'm gonna go with, you already know it's obvious about Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. Those are the 2 obvious guys. I really think I'm really high on Brown. I'm really high on the linebacker Brown from last year from Tennessee. He's pretty solid too as well. That's a pretty underrated pickup. I really like Drayon Brown. He's been a thorn in my Texas side throughout the whole.
Davante Adams, of course, man.
Davante Adams, man. That's why I didn't even name him because that's the obvious.
He's the number one. I think he's the number one. I mean,
yes. But you got Rockassin. You do got Rockassin, who was good over there with the Indianapolis Colts. They had 7 Pro Bowlers over there, so you do got him. You do got Bilal Nichols. who I think is a very underrated pickup for the Las Vegas Raiders. You do got Hunter Renfrow. You do got Darren Waller. Darren Waller is another one of them. It's another one that's it's so many. It's so many. Like it's like these like Davante Adams and Max Crosby, Chandler Jones. You got most of them on the line. Then you got the linebacker Jay. You got Rashard Perriman. You got him.
Denzel Perriman?
Denzel Perriman. Yeah, Denzel Perriman. You do got him. So he's a top guy on the Raiders squad. He's a top guy on the Raiders squad as well. Mm-hmm. So you guys got so many of them, man. That's how I gotta name them like that, man. So
Derek Carr, Davante,
Derek Carr,
Hunter Renfrow. You got Darren Waller, Colton Miller, who's the cornerstone for our line.
Yep.
You got the 2 D linemen in Crosby and Jones. You got Denzel, like you named. Trayvon Moorade, I think, can be in that conversation.
He could be. I just think he just have to prove a little bit more because he was in his rookie year. He's still proven before you put him in the top 10 this year.
I don't think he understands the question. What do you mean what? Jason, okay. I'm not even entertaining that. No, I mean we'll see who ends up being the top 10. I mean, you got your obvious ones and then you got ones you can throw into that discussion.
Yeah. You could throw, I mean, you right now, it's some other ones you could throw in there. You could throw Nate Hobbs in there too.
Yeah, no.
Nate Hobbs is another one that you could throw in there.
I mean, you could probably say the same thing you said about Trayvon Moore. Just prove a little more. Yeah, you'll be in that conversation next year.
Right.
I thought you asked. Well, yeah, no. Top 10 players that are coming into this year's roster. Oh, Raiders down under. He said.
Hey, Keelan Cole might be a top 10 player once the season ends.
He said 1, Derek, 2, Davante, 3, Crosby, 4, Chandler, 5, I don't know about Denzel being over Renfro, but okay. Or Waller, okay,
But you
Waller.
got, I think he's just doing it by
Oh,
not
man,
ranking them
hot take it. Injuries persist at D tackle. Neil Farrell, okay, he could be a star this year.
Yeah, that's true too.
Neil Farrell, I think, I think Neil Farrell is going to produce pretty well this year. I think he'll be, dependent on how much he plays, of course.
Yeah, it really depends on how much he plays, because you got Jonathan Hankins there, you got Bilal Nichols there, you got a few other ones that we got in free agency. So it's gonna look really interesting for.
I think we'll keep about
Raiders.
4 to 5 D tackles, just dependent. I could see 4, and then D ends will probably be like 4 or 5. But those DNs are probably also be labeled as edges too. So you're gonna have like DN / like edge outside linebacker and stuff. You'll probably have like 6 guys there, 6 to 7.
Right. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. Who ends up with the best offense in this division?
Oh,
I could see the Raiders or the Chargers, just because they have also they brought back pretty much the same offense, and they're consistently together. So
right. I can see us having the best offense in the division, but like I said earlier in the show,
yeah,
I said it when it comes down to it, every team offensively outside of the Chiefs improved. The Broncos got their quarterback, which they've been waiting to try to get a quarterback. They got Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Justin Herbert.
None of their wide receivers in the past have worked with Russell Wilson, so that's my thing. They're going to take a little longer than the Raiders and Chargers to accumulate.
I don't know. I mean, you just never know. Sometimes chemistry comes with just being at practice, when practice over, and it translates over to the field. So you just never know. So even though they got their quarterback in Russell Wilson, I'm not underestimating them. Justin Herbert is a good quarterback in this division too, and he got weapons all over the place too with this offensive line that they rebuilt. So yeah,
we'll see.
I don't know if we will have the best offense in the division. I think it's going to be competition, because I'm not one of those Raiders fans to ride off any of these teams in the division.
No, I think it's going to be. We'll see. We'll see who ends up. I think it'll be between the Chargers and Raiders. I mean, to me, the Chiefs really, I don't know if they got the personnel to put up the best offense, but we'll see.
That's true.
And then I don't know if we want to do this, but who is our pick to win this division? I mean, people, there's still people that actually pick the Chiefs to win the division, which to me, I think this is the year that I don't really think it's a guarantee to really say the Chiefs are going to win the division like people are saying. Yeah, I know there's still Raiders will have the best offense in the AFC West and could tie with the Beagles. Do you mean the Bengals? You keep saying the Beagles in the AFC conference.
That's probably why he called the Beagles. That's probably because he probably don't want to say the Bengals.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I could see that too. Because I've already said, I think if it works out well, we have a top 5 offense. Hell, we could have the number 2 or 3 offense if it all works out well,
Right.
It just rides on number 1 protecting Carr and giving him the pocket to be able to get the ball down to the wide receiver. And then some of these wide receivers are able to create for themselves with the yard after catch. So we'll see how that goes too. I mean, that's literally what Renfro is. He's more of a yards after catch guy. He can create yards after that catch. He's one of the most dangerous. I think he's probably one of the most dangerous slot receivers in the league. So,
yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the Raiders can definitely take the division. But if we become second in the division, I'm absolutely fine with that. But
I had a coworker actually. Me and my coworker made a bet because he was so ridden on the fact that he thinks we have the worst team in the division, right? That he bet me 50 that we'd finish last, and I was like, oh, that's such a stupid debate. I was like, honestly, I don't really think we finished last. To be honest,
when the last time that the Raiders have finished last in our division? I'll wait.
Isn't that 6 years ago? 5 years ago?
So he doesn't have no argument there.
Yeah, no. I've been telling him, bro, we're he keeps talking about, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, and Patrick
Russell Wilson is
Mahomes.
still unproven as a Bronco, but we all know what his talent is. But he's just
We know what his
unproven as a
talent is, but
Bronco.
he's unproven with the Broncos. That's my point.
Right.
And I mean, and my point with the Chiefs is they don't really have a better offense or defense. So I don't really. I can see them going 10-7. Sure, I can see them still going above 500, but I
would
don't.
not be surprised if the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos all have 9+ wins. I would not be surprised.
No, I can see that. I can see this whole division going for above 500. To be honest, they could. It just depends on how they play out of the division. Because I think we split with every team in this division. I don't think there's a significant team that we're gonna sweep. I mean, we could sweep the Broncos. I don't know if we're gonna sweep either of the teams that we've. I don't think we get swept either. So I think I've been saying this to be fair: 3-3 or 4-2 in the division, and then out of the division we have the Jags, Texans, Seahawks. I'm saying these are teams that if we actually if we don't pull a Giants and just lose a game that we shouldn't, this team can easily go win 12-13.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't really think there's a team that on this schedule that I say, okay, listen, we should not lose this game badly. I mean, we've had the Colts and the Steelers numbers for years. We got the Cardinals without D-Hop. That's one of the biggest things to me. People keep saying, oh, we're going to be 3-2 at the bye. I'm like, we're not. I don't see us.
I wouldn't be surprised if we 3-2 at the bye, but it's still a winning record better than a lot of these teams that's going to be 0-3 or 0-5 at the bye week. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I can't wait. I call the Bengals the Beagles, just like I call the Chiefs the Queefs, or Denver the Donkeys, or the Chargers the Powerpuff Girls. Oh,
not the Powerpuff Girls. I can't.
I don't know how that works.
I can't do Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if I want to do that, but it's a possibility that the Raiders can definitely win this division. It's just see how we play. It just got to see how it plays out.
I got to see this team by week 5, and I kind of I don't know if I like the bye week being week 6. I kind of wish it was a little later, but we'll see. I think, and I've said this, I think one of the biggest games of the year to me, I'm not saying it is the biggest, but I think the biggest game, one of the bigger games, is the game out of the bye week against the Texans, is because, number one, this is a game that we've been proven to lose in the past. Right after the bye, we've been proven to be bad after the bye. And 2, it's just a bad team that we shouldn't lose to, and it just what happens? How do we perform?
I wouldn't say Texas will be a bad team this year. I love what they did in the all season.
I don't think they'll be.
I feel like this. I think that narrative is going to change this year, just because of who we have in the building now. We don't have all that toxic. They have that toxic stuff.
No, I don't think we're going to be.
We have a Josh McDaniels, we have a Dave Ziegler. I think we have.
He's not going to play around with us. He's not going to play around.
Right. So, I think that is going to be something different, and I think that narrative is going to change, and there's a possibility that we can beat the Texans out of that bye week.
Oh, I think we should, but we'll see how we perform. I started calling the Chargers the Powerpuff Girls after that stupid anime hype video. What? What video? I have to check this video out now.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
Hey, Raiders, man, you got my Discord. Just send me the video. I gotta see the stupid ass shit. He said I call them the Powerpuff Girls. Anyways, thank you for coming on. Honestly, if you want to pull up to the Wednesday night videos, at times, I mean, you can probably come on. I get Dustin White. I don't know if you know who he is, but I have him come on my video, and usually I have to change up people because some people don't show up. So we'll see.
Just keep me posted. Just inbox me and let me know when you want me to pop up, and I'll go from there, man.
Yeah, no, I'll text you the details for the Wednesday videos. Guys, thank you for coming through. Give Spotlight. Go check out his YouTube, and I'll see y'all soon.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.